Horton. I'm the founder of the Human Touch method of reconnection. In the previous video that I made earlier, I said I was going to make 3 more videos. The first one that I'm going to present now is the social impact of disconnection. Then the second later will be the economic impact of disconnection. Finally, it's the religious impact of disconnection. All these videos that I'm making, they all go hand to hand. You know, they all mix within the topic of disconnection in our country. So let's begin with the social impact of disconnection. The social impact of disconnection has been around since the beginning of this country. From the first Europeans who set foot on this land, they came and took everything that they wanted from the native Indians. They kept pushing them away and pushing them back, killing, murdering, and finally they ended up on small reservations all around this country. Once the colonies were established, then it became a wealth separation. The wealthy landowners against the poor farm workers. And later on, several years later, the slave trade came to America and also in the Caribbean islands. Once that started, the disconnection went from wealth to racial. It was black against white. And this carried on for the past 250 years. Social disconnection is actually a European concept that has been brought over and still has a strong hold on us today. It is 2015 and we have not come very far from this philosophy. If Martin Luther King Jr. tried some 60 years ago to promote equality for all of us, he tried very hard with some success, but not enough to really change the world that we know today. His dream, like mine and many others also, is for social reconnection. And also too, he actually paid the ultimate price for his beliefs, and he tried to change the world for the betterment of black and white reconnection in this country. And I believe if Dr. King was alive today, he would be very sad because we haven't gone very far with reconnection. There's still racial ignorance around this country. For me, the social disconnection started in the 80s when the government and also the media started this separation of race. They came up with the idea and the concept of calling people white Americans, black or African Americans, Latin Americans, Asian Americans, and so on. Instead of having us all be Americans and be connected as one, they in turn separated us and labeled us different nationalities, different races. And we were supposed to all be just Americans and not separated by our race in this country. But the thing is, that's what our government wants. They want us to feel separated. They want us to feel different because of our race. And that is all I call, and that is what I want to say is racial ignorance. It's not a good, a true, or even a religious type of thinking. And that is one thing that we have to change. Okay? This racial ignorance in our country has caused so much rage and violence that it is at a breaking point. Every day I see black on black crime, young people killing each other in the streets for no reason, white on black crime, white police officers go around and murdering unarmed black young men right in the streets. Now, this has to stop. This is a large part of social disconnection that's happening right now in our country. In the past 3 years, there has been more murders by police officers than ever before. Not all police officers are bad. Not all of them are racist. There's quite a few that are real good people and try to do the best they can. But we need them to do their job and do it right. Also, because of so much injustice around the country that has happened, there's no more trust between us and the police. This is a major problem that we have to deal with. And we need to rebuild that trust, and they need to reevaluate their training and their motto. It used to be protect and serve and not shoot and kill as we see it today. Also, another part of social disconnection has been the attitude we have had towards our Latin immigrants that have come into this country. Right now, in 2015, there are over 40 million Latinos in this country from all over the world, not just Mexicans. let me tell you, I've been fortunate enough to know quite a few of Latinos, and I'll tell you, most of them are very hardworking, very family-oriented people, and they work extremely hard just to have the American dream in our country. And also, I've lived up north and I know that a lot of white people think that all Latinos are Mexicans, and that is racial ignorance, because it's definitely just not true. And this type of racial ignorance has spread very rapidly this presidential campaign by a certain candidate. And let me tell you, he is wrong. He has racial ignorance that just is off the charts. Like all races, there are good and bad, you know, and I've met both sides of the group. Good, you know, minorities and bad minorities, good whites and bad whites. But the thing is, out of all the races, we must connect. We must reconnect with all the good people and just realize that we are human beings and we are not animals. The separation has to stop. Also, there's another type of social disconnection that is happening right now, and it is the separation of wealth, and it is the worst type of separation because wealth does not discriminate. In our country today, 1% of the population have 90% of the wealth. And like I said, this type of disconnection does not discriminate against minorities. It doesn't discriminate against white. The rich, the wealthy, they continue to become wealthier. And wealthy people do not care if poor people live or die. They truly don't, because they live in a completely different world than the rest of us. Between the middle class, between the wealthy rich and the government, they have cut out the middle class in this country. What they've done, they have forced the working class men and women to work long hours, work overtime if possible, or even 2 jobs just to make ends meet. They keep getting wealthier and wealthier by cutting our benefits to increase their profits. This is causing a separation of families. And when both parents have to work all day and most evenings, nobody is there to teach our children. And when they need us the most, nobody is there to teach them right or wrong. And where are they learning it from? TV, video games, or other children. This is how social disconnection begins at home. Also, I hope you have listened to me and you're opening your eyes to what I'm saying, and you're opening your heart to see what's going on around us, and understand that if we don't start connecting, you know, our survival depends on it. And I also want to tell you, our survival and our connection, you cannot depend on the government or a politician to give us our true needs. We must, as human beings, reconnect with each other as soon as possible to save ourselves and not depend on our government. In the next video to come, I will discuss the economic impact of disconnection, and then, like I said, the 4th video will be my religious impact of disconnection. And I just want to thank you for watching this video, and please continue to support us and support each other with love and compassion, and I look forward to your comments. I want to thank you very much, and please spread the love and let's reconnect. Thank you so much. Bye. How was that?
Very good. Very good.
Wasn't like the first one, but that one was better. I like it.